And so please, pretty please, do not act needy. You do not need anyone. Coach Greg, in today's video, I'm going to explain exactly how to go about and get your dream girl. Now, when I say dream girl, you might be thinking, oh, a 10 out of 10. There's more to having a dream girl than just somebody who's very good looking, as in the end, is how hot they are really going to matter? Or is it going to be the emotional connection, the bond, the growth that happens throughout the years? Think of it, when you're 70 years old, are you really going to care how hot you are, how shredded your quads are, or if you have a six-pack? I don't think so. And so get that 10 out of 10 dream girl out of your mind. Dream girl is the one that makes you happy, not the one that looks the best. And so the first problem that the vast majority of people have is they are going through life with a scarcity mindset. And what does that mean? Well, it means that they think that this is the last girl that's ever going to like them. That this is the one, that I need her, that if you can't land this girl, no one better is ever going to come along. And so you start to panic, you get anxiety, you text her 15 times a day, you call her all the time. You're worried, oh, is she cheating? Is she doing this? Is she doing that? And all that does pushes her away. If you are secure, you should not be thinking that your girlfriend is somehow going to be cheating on you. You should not be worried about her. You should not be stressed out. And if you do in fact break up, that should be seen as a positive. I know you're thinking, how can breaking up be positive? And I've been called a sociopath in the past for thinking, oh, they broke up? Well, that's okay. Well, am I really? I'm thinking that gives them a chance to move on. Perhaps go out and explore the world and find someone better. And so to me, you should see a breakup as something positive. And there are 3 reasons for this. The first one, if the relationship were actually great, if it was actually meant to be, you'd still be in it. Think of it. If something happened and it ended that relationship, it wasn't that strong, it wasn't that great after all. And so knowing that and knowing that you're now broken up, it gives you the chance, the opportunity to find someone better. Number 2, if you don't break up and you somehow manage to stick it out, you talk it over. You decide, oh, I'll ignore all those things that you did. I'll stonewall you. I'll disassociate. I'll just pretend it never happened. If that in fact happens, you're going to be living in limbo. That is a toxic relationship. It is harmful, not beneficial for both parties, but yet you put up with it. Perhaps the relationship is a 5 out of 10. Some days they're good. Many other days they're bad. But because it's not too bad, because nothing happened too out of the ordinary, you put up with it. They haven't beaten you. They haven't cheated you much. And so you put up with it. And so oftentimes I'm thinking, if only it got worse. If someone actually did something far worse, perhaps they cheat on you, they treat you like absolute garbage, and eventually you have no choice but to break up with them. Breaking up would then be a sense of relief. Finally, I'm getting out of this toxic relationship. We've been together for 5 years, cheated on each other multiple times, but yet you get back to each other. You can't break free. And so imagine something finally happens so bad and you finally are let loose. You are now free to explore for someone better. And so the problem is the vast majority of relationships are stuck in the 5 out of 10 zone. I'm sorry, but consider this. You make a vow for marriage till death do us part, and yet the divorce rate is over 50%. So even people who swear to God, we are together forever through thick and through thin, even at that point, 50% of relationships fail. And so what chance do you have right now, if you just started off with a partner, perhaps you've been together 6 months, a year, whatever, what chance do you really think you have that you're going to make it till the end? Probably not very much. Maybe 10%. Chances are whoever's watching this right now, in 20 years from now, you're not going to be with the same partner. And so adopting the scarcity mindset, thinking there's no one else out there better, that you have to stick it out because no one else will ever come along. That is your first and biggest mistake. And so essentially what people do is they fall into complacency. They date out of convenience. Perhaps you were shy, girl gave you attention, you didn't think you'd get anyone better, and she's now your girlfriend. In comparison, if you had an abundance mindset, the opposite of a scarcity mindset, you would know for fact there are plenty of fish in the sea. In fact, thousands, if not millions, or even billions. Think of it. Oh, she's the one. How many people have you even met? 1,000? 10,000? A million? There are billions of girls on this planet. And so the fact that this girl that you were with right now didn't work, do you really think that there's not someone else, perhaps even better, that's going to come along? Do you really think that there's only one true love on this planet? If you think logically, and I did in fact teach math, you will know that there are thousands, if not millions, of other opportunities here on this world. You likely won't have time to meet millions of people, but in today's day and age with social media, you perhaps do have access to millions of other females. And so why are you caught up on this girl right now that's giving you a 5 out of 10? You've tried, you've self-actualized, you've read books on relationship, how to become an effective communicator. And so if you apply all this, doing your best, and it's still not working, why are you settling? Get out of the victim mentality. Now listen, rejection is not only normal, it's to be expected. Expect being rejected. And so perhaps you have anxiety. You're scared to get your heart broken again. Well, be prepared. That is very likely going to occur. But are you not strong enough to get through this? Do you not have the mental fortitude, the courage, the strength to overcome this? Worst case scenario, you end up alone. You don't have that significant partner. Does that mean you don't have friends? People who are close in your lives, friends, family, coworkers, and so on? The only time you know you're truly going to be alone is if you completely give up. If you still put yourself out there, you keep trying, eventually one day you will in fact meet someone. And I know many of you are shy. You're watching videos on YouTube, cold approach. Dylan McKnight walking up to a bunch of girls. Hey, I'm Dylan McKnight. I'm super hot, 6 feet tall. Do you want to go on a date? Yeah, he says he's shy. Everyone is shy. Well, to an extent, when you present yourself in an awkward or unfamiliar environment, and you have to say something, of course you should expect to feel uncomfortable. Everyone does. But that doesn't mean you don't try. Just like building your physique, you can work on your shyness. It takes practice. Physiques weren't built in a day. Chris Bumstead's physique was not built in a day. I certainly did not build mine in a day. It took years, if not decades of practice to get better. And so no matter how shy you are, no matter how intimidated you are to strike up a conversation, you can and will get better if you practice. I mean, think of it. How many of you know how to tie your shoes? Did you know how to tie your shoes when you were 1? When you were 2? Probably not. But eventually with practice, you learn how to do it. This is the same thing with talking to girls and having a relationship. It takes time and practice to become an effective communicator, to know what to say and what not to say. And so please, pretty please, do not act needy. You do not need anyone. Let me repeat that. You do not need anyone. The only person that you actually need is yourself. Me, myself, and I. Not nobody else. If your date, relationship, whatever, doesn't work out, cool. No big deal. There will be someone better. Think of it. It's the abundance theory. There are an abundance of women. There are plenty other fish in the sea. If anything, you should be happy that you found out sooner rather than later. Perhaps it was only on date 4, perhaps a month into a relationship. It just wasn't working out. You break up. Cool. Why are you upset? You should be happy. You discovered that this person was not the right fit for you. Be like hiring someone for a job. Would you not want to find out sooner rather than later that that employee that you hired wasn't very good? Oh, 17 years into the job. Wow, they were horrible the entire time. We're now letting you go. Would you not want to know in the first month? And so consider it practice. When you go on a date with someone, when you're dating people, consider it practice towards meeting someone who eventually will become a better fit. Someone that you truly can connect with. Don't stress if she doesn't text you back right away, or perhaps if she's dating others, or that she won't show up for your date, or that she won't like you, or that you'll say the wrong things. Just be your authentic self. Show her the real you. I know many people out there, pickup artists, are going to say, don't say this, don't say that. Never open up to them. Don't ever call. Don't text until 3 days after the date. Blah, blah, blah. Those pickup artists are trying to attract people with an avoidance attachment style. These people do not actually want a committed relationship. They want to avoid it. Hence, avoidance attachment style. As soon as they get close, they start pushing you away. And so if you act needy, hey, I'd like to see you 3 times a week. Oh, that's too much. I only want to see you once a week. And so there's nothing wrong with being assertive, telling your date, your partner, what it is that you want. Hey, I'm looking for a long-term committed relationship, somebody I can see all the time. And to the same extent, hey, I just want a one-night stand. I don't want to get committed. And so that's what I mean when I say to be your authentic self. Really let the person know, who are you as a person? Your values, what makes you think, what makes you excited, your passions, everything. And of course, opening up, sharing details you perhaps are scared. It's going to give your date, your partner, some ammunition against you. They now know this about me and they're going to use it against me. Well, if they do you really think you should stay with them? And so how is it bad? How is it bad if you give them this power? Hey, you have some power now, but if you use it, I'm gone. Remember, abundance theory. And so if they end up mistreating you, using this information against you, using it to hurt you, to dig at you, then simply move on. There are plenty more fish in the sea. And so tips on how to get your dream woman. And so number one, have standards. Why waste your time with someone that you have no future with? It may not be on the first date, second date, third, but perhaps it's after a month. If you know there's no way that you can see a future with this person, then end it. End it and move on. If you stay in this relationship and it prevents you from meeting other people, the person who actually could be your dream girl, then why are you doing that? You're not literally shooting yourself in the foot. Number two, watch for red flags. There are red flags bad and green flags good. Now remember, nobody's perfect. And if they have one red flag, it's not enough to throw in the towel. You shouldn't just give up. Oh, they had one red flag. They did one thing wrong. But in my opinion, 3 strikes and you're out. If you see red flag after red flag and a third red flag, you got to swing and a miss and you got to get moving on. Number 3, get out there. How are you going to meet someone if you sit at home twiddling your thumbs all the time? You need to get out there where you're going to meet people. So many people are like, oh, it'll happen. Don't force it. Well, if you work from home and you never leave the house, how are you meeting people? In comparison, perhaps join a gym, join yoga, go to the bar, to the clubs, to social events where you can in fact meet other people. Because you don't, how are you ever going to meet anyone? Remember, it's a game of averages. It's statistics. Let's say 1% of the population would be a good fit for you. 1 out of 100 girls out there perhaps could be your dream girl. Perhaps 1 out of 1,000, whatever. Well, if you're sitting at home and you're not meeting 1,000 girls, how are you ever going to meet your dream girl? You're not, so get out there and do something. Number 4, maintain emotional control. If you're rejected, don't lash out. Don't get into arguments. Don't get into fights. Don't let any woman affect you emotionally to that extent. You need to play it cool. You need to be confident. You cannot let somebody's opinion of you affect you that deeply. I always say, stop giving a shit about what other people think of you. And so if it gets out that you're abusive, that you're treating girls like shit, that you are not respecting them, other people will find out and they will want to steer clear from you. And so despite the fact that you broke up, a woman should at least respect you. Hey, it didn't work out, but he is a good guy. I do in fact respect him, and I would tell my friend perhaps it would work out with you. It wasn't right for me, but I could see him being right for someone else. Number 5, invest in yourself. I'm talking physically, emotionally, socially, financially. Become a high value man. Go to school, educate yourself, get a career, become a successful person that other people can respect. I mean, think of it. You have 2 people that are equally attractive. One has made it financially. They have a great body. They've worked on themselves. They're a great communicator. They have ambition, work ethic, and are emotionally intelligent. Which of the 2 are you going after? I mean, really think about it. And so the more work you can put into yourself, the more other people are going to see it. Eventually, that's going to come out as being more confident. If you are confident, you are going to attract far more females than if you're not. Just think of it. You're successful. You have a great career. You worked on your body. Are you not going to be more positive? Are people not going to see the passion in your eyes? The fact that you put in all that work for decades to achieve what you have achieved. In comparison, you sit at home and play video games. I mean, really, there's nothing wrong with playing video games, but if that's all you do, don't expect to get a high value woman. Yeah, you might get some girls, some hot ones. But are they going to be of high value? Girls that you would want to spend the rest of your life with, to grow old with, to form a deep emotional connection with? I don't think so. And remember, dates are just like interviews. Keep them short and interactive. Don't spend all the money in your account on your first date. You're just getting to know them. If they demand you take you to a fancy restaurant or spend hundreds or thousands of dollars on them to impress them, then are they really falling for you or are they falling for your money? A great date should just be going out for coffee, having a chat, go for a walk, get to know each other. Are you genuinely attracted to them and their personality? And so rather than spending so much money dating, because after all, you may in fact go on 100 dates, perhaps even 1,000 before finding that dream girl. And so don't think that dates need to be 5 hours in length. You have to go to a fancy restaurant, pick them up with a fancy car. It doesn't have to be like that. You can simply meet them, go for a walk, grab a coffee, and talk. What are their value systems? What makes them tick? What makes them happy? When I meet someone for the first time, I want to know what makes them tick. What makes them get up out of bed? What excites them? What makes them truly happy? Do we have similar interests? Are we vibing? Am I physically attracted to her? Because remember, they don't need to be a 10, but you at least have to be attracted to them. And so very rare does someone marry their high school sweetheart. The first girl they ever dated, they grow old together. It does happen, but it's very rare. More often than not, you're going to have to kiss a few frogs before you find a prince. Is that the saying? And so if you're kissing too many frogs, please use protection. You don't want to have too many mini-me's out there that you'll be responsible for the rest of your life. And so of course, if you're looking for that dream girl, it does help to have a fantastic physique. And so why not pick some of the HTLT supplements, for example, GO2 Max? Or if you're perhaps on your 4th date or more, you may in fact need to pick up harder than last time, for the downstairs. The Circle Diet Book PDF hard copy, you can get that all on my website. Subscribe, click the bell button. Did you like the video? If you liked it, please drop me a like, add a comment, ask me all the questions you need. Don't forget to watch one of the 2 bloops, coaching plans by me and my team, phone consults. You can get that all on the website. And until next time, I am out.